Hi guys, it's Danny from Enigma Rooms, and I'm here with you once again for another Friday night quiz. Oh! Yes, it's a Friday night quiz, but you don't have to play it on a Friday. You don't have to play it at night time. You can play it Tuesday in the daytime if you wish. It's a 50-question quiz split across 5 rounds. Them rounds this week are knowledge and trivia, entertainment round. We've got a round called Singers Nicknames. We've got a round called Advert Slogans. And we've got a round called Middle Words, which obviously I'll explain as we get to them. Now, it's up to you how you want to play this. You can get pen and paper if you want. You can do it on your notepad, iPad, tablet, whatever. You can shout at the screen if you want, but I'm not going to answer because I am pre-recorded. Basically, I'm going to do all 50 questions first. You get about 10 seconds to answer each question, and then I'll do all the answers at the end, guys. So, if you're ready, are you ready? Of course you're ready. Why else would you be here? Let's get on to round 1. Yes, it's our knowledge and trivia round. Some people call it a general knowledge round, but we call it knowledge and trivia. Here we go. Are you ready? Of course you are. Eyes down, looking for question 1. Who was the successor to the throne after Queen Victoria? Who was the successor to the throne after Queen Victoria? Question number 2. In Greek mythology, who slayed the Minotaur? In Greek mythology, who slayed the Minotaur? 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 Minotaur. Question number 3. According to the nursery rhyme, which church's bells say you owe me 5 farthings? According to the nursery rhyme, which church's bells say you owe me 5 farthings? I guarantee there'll be some of you out there going, I know Humpty Dumpty and Jack and Jill, that's all I know. Number 4, in the UK Army, if the corporal gets promoted, what rank do they become? I suppose I should say British Army, really, shouldn't I? In the British Army, in the British Army, if a corporal gets promoted, what rank do they become? Number 5. Who beat Mike Tyson for the undisputed heavyweight championship in 1990? So who beat Mike Tyson for the undisputed heavyweight championship in the year 1990? Number 6, if you were born on Valentine's Day, what star sign would you be? If you were born on Valentine's Day, what star sign would you be? Question number 7, what year did the Titanic sink? A question we've definitely had before, so I hope you're learning. What year did the Titanic sink? Question number 8. What was the name of the plague that wiped out a third of Europe's population in the Middle Ages? So what was the name of the plague that wiped out a third of Europe's population in the Middle Ages? And I'm not looking for the answer, Black Death. That was just its nickname. What type of plague was it? Question number 9. What was the name of the sword King Arthur supposedly pulled from a stone? And he held it aloft. What was the name of the sword King Arthur supposedly pulled out of the stone? That'd be cool if that's how we decided the monarch nowadays, wouldn't it? The next one is It's me. Number 10, is that treason? Number 10, what is the maximum score possible in a game of 10-pin bowling? In a single game, should I say. What is the maximum score possible in a single game of 10-pin bowling? My palms are itching. Does that mean I'm coming into money or something? What's the old wife's tale? My palms are itching, so I'm coming into money. Is that right? I keep scratching that case. Is it just because it's a scratch card? Is that... Anyway, there's our knowledge and trivia round. Moving swiftly on to our entertainment round. Now, as always, entertainment could be music, theatre, TV shows, film, games, novels, things like that. So let's see what I've got for you this week. Number 1 for your entertainment round. Who had songs such as Crying, I Drove All Night, and Oh Pretty Woman? Who had songs such as Crying, I Drove All Night, and Oh Pretty Woman? Question number 2. Who played James Bond after Roger Moore? Roger Taylor. You know the guy from Queen? He was James Bond for a while, yeah. Who played James Bond after Roger Moore? Question number 3. Complete this film trilogy. A Fistful of Dollars, A Few Dollars More, and... Complete the film trilogy. A Fistful of Dollars, A Few Dollars More, and... What? Arguably, the third film is the one that people have heard of the most. Is your only clue. Question number 4. I'm Not in Love is a song by which band? I'm Not in Love is a song by which band? Question number 5. Travel Song, Story of My Life, and Big Bright Beautiful World are all songs from which musical? Travel Song, Story of My Life, and Big Bright Beautiful World are all songs from which musical? Question number 6. You Talking to Me is a line from which De Niro film? You Talking to Me is a line from which De Niro film? I used to be able to do a right good De Niro facial expression. I can't do it. It's in there somewhere, isn't it? You Talking to Me? Question number 7. The 1976 Brotherhood of Man won the Eurovision Song Contest with which song? In 1976, Brotherhood of Man won the Eurovision Song Contest for the UK. With which song? It's quite a good song, actually. I quite like it. It's of its time. It won't get charted nowadays, would it? But it's a good song. Number 8. Which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical split opinions lately when the show's main song wasn't sung on stage? Which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical split opinions lately when the show's main song wasn't even sung on stage? And I said thank you for the music. It's not that one, by the way. Number 9. What horror film involves a videotape that when watched, the viewer will die in 7 days? What videotape? What film? What horror film? What horror film? Sorry, I was just reading a text. I'm filming on my phone. I was reading a text message. What horror film involves a videotape that when watched, the viewer would die in 7 days? And finally, Question number 10. Bing, bing. What was the first show that was broadcast on Channel 4 in 1982? What was the first show broadcast on Channel 4 in 1982? And there we go. That is your entertainment round. Moving on to a round now that we call Singers' Nicknames. Now, basically, I mean, it's so obvious, isn't it? I'm going to give you the nickname of a singer. You've just got to tell me who that singer is. Now, they are all singers, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the singer wasn't in a band, okay? Or part of a band, anything like that. But the answers will always be a singer's name, all right? There we go. Or an artist perform. I mean, they've all had songs and stuff like that. But yeah, I suppose my point is, don't go thinking, well, they were in a band, so it wasn't them, because chances are it probably was. Anyway, you'll figure it out. Number 1, who was known as the Queen of Soul? Who was known as the Queen of Soul? Number 2, who was known as the Boss? Who was known as the Boss? Number 3, who was known as the Prince of Darkness? Who was known as the Prince of Darkness? Number 4, who was known as the Godfather of Soul? The Godfather of Soul. Number 5, who was known as the Man in Black? Who was known as the Man in Black? Number 6, who was known as the Mod Father? Who was known as the Mod Father? Of course, the grandfather clock would know that one. Big fan, aren't you? Yep. Who was known for number 7 as the Queen of Rock and Roll? She's the Queen of Rock and Roll. Who was known as the Queen of Rock and Roll? Question number 8. Which singer was known as the Bard? Which singer was known as the Bard? I think it refers to poetry as opposed to being kicked out of places. Number 9, who was known as the Mozart of the rock guitar? Who was known as the Mozart of rock guitar? And finally, number 10, who was known as Slow Hand? So who was known as Slow Hand? There we go, guys. Moving on to advert slogans. So again, I mean, it's basically so easy to understand these quizzes, but just in case, I'm going to give you an advert slogan. Now, they are all UK adverts. Sorry, other people from other countries, but they're all UK adverts. And you've got to tell me what they're advertising, basically. That's it. Okay? So number 1, what product use this as their slogan? It does exactly what it says on the tin. It does exactly what it says on the tin. Number 2, what product was advertising with this? I'm so proud of it, I put my name on it. I'm so proud of it, I put my name on it. Number 3, you're not you when you're hungry. You're not you when you're hungry. Number 4, soft, strong, and very, very long. They always got that little giggle in the voice, haven't they? You know, the narrators of adverts. Soft, strong, and very, very long. Number 5, what's the worst that could happen? A lot of things. But number 5, what's the worst that could happen? Number 6, either you'll love it or you hate it. Either you love it or you hate it. That's some bold advertising, isn't it? Suggesting that potentially 50% of people are going to hate it. That's some bold advertising to come on and go, like, listen, you're going to be in one of two fields. There's no in between. Buy it, and if you don't like it, you're going to hate it. But buy it anyway and find out. Number 8, they visibly melt. Oh no, sorry. Yeah. Number 7. Sorry, they visibly melt. They visibly melt. Number 8, loves the jobs you hate. Loves the jobs you hate. Number 9, let your fingers do the walking. Let your fingers do the walking. And number 10, they're tasty, tasty, very, very tasty. They're very tasty. Which advert or which product advertised with the slogan, they're tasty, tasty, very, very tasty. They're very tasty. There we go. On to our final round now. Now, this one might just take a little bit more explaining than the others. It's called middle words. Basically, you're going to have 2 words either side, and you've got to tell me what the middle word is. Now, the middle word will be the ending of the first word and the beginning of the second word. Okay, so for example, if I add the words home and down either side, the middle word would be run, because you can get a home run, and then you can also get a run down. Okay, so that's what you're looking for. You need a word that would fit both, but the middle word becomes the last part of the first word and the first part of the second word. Now, these words could also be hyphenated, so bear that in mind as well. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, so number 1, the words are second blank out. So what word fits in the middle? Would be second blank and blank out. Number 2, high blank hog. So high blank and blank hog. So what's the word that fits in the middle there? Just start saying what you see. Say it. Just say words that you think will fit. Say it out loud. It's better than working in your head. Unless you're playing this quiz alone, then it's irrelevant, isn't it? Question number 3, dry blank cream. Dry blank cream. Number 4, show blank card. show blank card. Number 5, blood account. Blood account. Number 6, sky bar. Sky bar. I do a sky bar is a thing, isn't it? Star bar. It's a star bar. Number 7, private candy. Private candy. Number 8, back escape. Back escape. Number 9 is off ring. Off ring. And finally, number 10, family line. Family line. Now what I will say is, I think there's only one word that fits in all these places. There could be a couple, and if that's the case, you don't have to have a go at me. It still works. Whatever I give the answer to, if your answer fits, give yourself a point. I'm happy with that. But that's your round 10 and round 10. That's your round 5 and your questions for this week. Quick one for you. Please, and I mean this, and if you're watching this video, just do it now. Just if you've got it on like the TV, go up to the like button and like the thing. If you're on your phone, just tap it and press the like button. If you're on a tablet or anything like that, just like the video. And don't forget to leave a comment at the end there, okay? It really helps us out as a channel. It really helps me out because it means I can show my boss and go, look, people are watching the video, people are interacting with the video, and therefore I can keep doing it, okay? So if you like the quizzes and you want them to keep continuing, please let us know. We're on quiz 22 this week, which is awesome. 22 weeks, essentially, I've been doing this quiz. And there's been 50 questions every week, except for one where I did 40 questions. I can't really explain that. I don't know why that happened, but it happened. Maybe that was week 2 or something like that, and we were just testing out different things, or I didn't have enough time, or whatever. I can't remember. Anyway, so you've had 50 questions every week. Other than that, okay. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're enjoying it. And as always, let us know if you want any specific rounds coming in. I've still got a list of a couple of rounds that I want to put in that you guys have suggested, and some of these. Well, at least one of these was suggested by someone. I had one last week that was suggested by a friend of mine. I've got one that I'm trying to work out. A friend of mine called Daryl suggested it, and it was a really good idea, and I'm just trying to piece that one together. So, Daryl, if you're watching, that one that you suggested, it is coming. It just takes me time to figure that out, okay? But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Our social media channels are above my head, or over there somewhere. Should we just get on to the answers? You just want the answers, don't you? Let's get on with it. So here we are. Answers, and more answers! Guys, I'm going to fire through these as quick as I can, unless I've got an anecdote, a song, or a story. Which an anecdote, I suppose, is a story, but there we go. A joke. I might do a joke. Anyway, here we go. Question number 1. Who was the successor to the throne after Queen Victoria? That was, of course, Edward VII. So Edward the 7th, that was her son. In Greek mythology, who slayed the Minotaur? It was not Hercules. No, sirree. It was Theseus. According to the nursery rhyme, which church bells say you owe me 5 farthings? You owe me 5 farthings, says the church of St. Martin's. It was St. Martin's. I've only ever heard that nursery rhyme once in a place called Sundown Adventureland. That's the only time I've ever heard it, right? It's there, but it's constantly in my head. You owe me 5 farthings, says the says the bells of St. Martin's. In the British Army, if a corporal gets promoted, they get promoted to a sergeant. And it was Buster Douglas who beat Mike Tyson in 1990. If you're born on Valentine's Day, you are, of course, Aquarius. 1912 was the year the Titanic sank. What was the name of the plague? Well, that was the bubonic plague. And say we're not looking for Black Death, that was its nickname. I was looking for the word bubonic and the bubonic plague. Oh, imagine that, a third of Europe's, not just one country's population, Europe's population, all because of bad hygiene, wasn't it? It was like fleas and ticks that was spreading the disease. Number 9, what was the sword that King Arthur pulled from stone? Of course, it was Excalibur. And finally, what is the maximum score you can get in a single game of 10-pin bowling? That is 300. And I have never come anywhere close. I don't think I've even got half that score before. So I did, mind you, I did get 3 strikes in a row once before. That because I went gobble, gobble, gobble. That's how I know, because it's called a turkey, right? Something to do with turkey. I can't remember. Is turkey 3 strikes in a row, or is a turkey... Yeah, turkey's 3 strikes in a row, right? And I just called it gobble, gobble, gobble. Anyway, well enough of that. Entertainment round. Crying, I drove all night to get to you. Pretty woman, stop a while. Of course, Mr. Roy Orbison sang all them. Crying. Does anyone pronounce it quaying? Does anyone still sing quaying? Thanks to Only Fools and Horses, because I definitely do. Quaying. And so does the grandfather clock. Number 2, who played James Bond after Roger Moore? That was Timothy Dalton. Complete this film trilogy: A Fistful of Dollars, A Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm not in love. It's a song by 10cc. Sing a song, yes, a travel song, and story of my life. Always known to fail. Big, bright, beautiful world. Are all songs from Shrek the Musical. And I'm going to see my friends in that this Saturday. My friends, I've got Georgie, Chris, Louise, Kate. I think that's all I know in it. There's probably more people in it that I know, because there always is, and they're always surprising. But yeah, I'm going to go see them this Saturday, so that's why it's in the quiz. Break a leg, guys, or break a knee. Chris, he's playing more far card, he has to play it on his knees. He's too old for that, too old to be playing on his knees. The line, "You talking to me?" is of course from Taxi Driver. In 1976, Brotherhood of Man sang, "Save your kisses for me, save all your kisses for me, bye-bye baby, bye-bye." And which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical split opinions lately, with the show's main song not even being sung on stage? It was Evita. And the song is "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina." Now the controversy comes where the song is still sung, but if you're in the theatre, you're looking at a screen, and the main actress goes out to the balcony and sings the song on the balcony of the Palladium, and then it's filmed and live streamed back to the theatre. Now, I've got to admit, I appreciate the art form. I understand why they've done it. There's a couple of reasons, and it does make sense. But if I'm paying West End prices to see a West End show, I want to see all that frigging show on stage, you know what I mean? I'm in that camp. Yes, it must be great if you get to see the balcony scene like before your performance, or you get to see it the next day after the performance, or whatever, and then you get to see it in the theatre, and that's fine. And there are reports of people in the theatre that say, no, it is amazing, you know, it's still, but still, West End money is not cheap, is it? So I'd like to see the whole show on stage. Thank you very much, Andrew. But yeah, you know, it splits opinions. What's your opinion? Let me know. The horror film where you've watched a tape, the viewer will die in 7 days, is The Ring. And what is the first show broadcast on Channel 4? I mean, it's the oldest show in the world. Everyone knows it. Countdown. Of course it was. Singers' nicknames. Let's fire through these. So the Queen of Soul was Miss Aretha Franklin. The Boss was, of course, Mr. Bruce Springsteen. The Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne. The Godfather of Soul, how, was James Brown. The Man in Black was Johnny Cash. The Modfather was Mr. Paul Weller. The Queen of Rock and Roll was Miss Tina Turner. The Bard was, of course, Bob Dylan. The Mozart of rock guitar was Eddie Van Halen, and Slow Hand was Mr. Eric Clapton. Now, moving on to advert slogans. It does exactly what it says on the tin. Ronseal. Now, I once bought some Ronseal, and he says, do you want it in a bag? And I said, yes. I bought it in a bag. Now what? Comedy. Classic. I'm proud of it. I'm so proud of it. I put my name on it. Is George Foreman Grill. The George Formby Grill. I'm so proud of it. I put my name on it. You're not you when you're hungry is, of course, Snickers, soft, strong, and very, very long, Andrex, the toilet paper. What's the worst that could happen was, of course, Dr. Pepper. Either you love it or hate it, Marmite. And do you know what I found out this week, right? There's Marmite ice cream. My friend Chloe, she's in the West End, right? She's part of a show where the show happens on the stage. The full show happens on the stage. Andrew. She put a picture on West End Live, and they were selling all these different ice creams, and they had a Marmite. No, they didn't have Marmite. What was it? Twiglet flavoured ice cream, which obviously has Marmite in it, and Bistow's gravy flavoured ice cream. And I'm a proud Yorkshireman. I love gravy, but let's keep it hot and on roast and not cold and in a tub and next to jelly. All right. She had it, and she confirmed, horrible. The visibly melt in your mouth was Skips. Do you remember Skips? The crisps, you put them on your tongue and then fizzle. Loves the jobs you hate is Mr. Muscle. Any Mr. Muscle cleaning product. Mr. Muscle loves the jobs you hate. Let your fingers do the walking. Now that was an old one. That was Yellow Pages. I don't think we'll get that advert nowadays. And they're tasty, tasty, very, very tasty. They're very tasty. Was Kellogg's Bran Flakes. Well done if you remember that one. Middle words, here we go now. Now again, I appreciate that there might be more than one. If there is, just tell me, that's fine. You can give yourself the point. I'm happy with that. I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to say it's my way or the highway, because I'm not Limp Bizkit. However, number one, second hand out. Second hand and handout. Number two, the word is road. High road and road hog. Number three is ice, because you can get dry ice and ice cream, now coming in Bisto flavours. Number four is business, because you can get show business and business card. Number five is bank, blood bank and bank account. You may have noticed I was very clever in not saying the word blank when I read the question, because I realised that would give you pretty much the answer. Number six, dive, because you can skydive, but you often find me in dive bars. Number seven is eye, because you can get a private eye and you also get a bit of eye candy. Number eight, you can get the word fire, because backfire, because sometimes it does backfire, and of course you get a fire escape. Number nine was key, because you can be off key and you can of course be have a key ring. And number 10 was tree, because you can have a family tree and you can have a tree line. There we go, guys. That's your quiz for this week. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you had fun. Again, leave your comment in the score. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, thank you very much, and I'll see you again next week. Ta-ta.